Skadoosh ASMR Heavy. Hey, it's me, your best bird with the ASMR. Butterfly. Good, the ASMR good, the best bird with the ASMR good. I'm here, me, for you, 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 you. It's me. Hopefully this video finds you well. Hopefully you are well. Hopefully you are well. Hopefully you are well. We are back with another Monday night movie club. We took a hiatus because we didn't have the film. I couldn't find it on any, I couldn't find The Shining on any streaming sites or anything. So, it is what it is. But the next film I'm pretty sure is, so we shouldn't have a reason to stop. And next time, I did do my research actually before. I was like, oh no, the Monday after I did the video before the last one for Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I think it was the last one. Not one, but two. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I didn't look straight away. I was like, oh, I can't see it, and I kind of procrastinated, put off the idea. What do I do? What do I do? And then by the time I decided to just buy it on DVD because that was the cheapest, what happened was, in my head I was like, Fridays when they refresh a lot of these things, maybe, just maybe, one of them will pick up The Shining and it'll be on there and I can watch it that way. But it didn't happen, didn't happen. It is what it is, it's one of those things. So, by then, the only way I could have got it in time, because I did it Friday or Saturday and on DVD, the only time where I could have got it basically, I think, because it was bank holiday, I think, wasn't it? Yeah. The only way I could have got it basically then was if I would have brought a digital version. And it was, I know it's only like £6, but it was basically £6 more to buy a digital than a DVD. So it's like, you might as well just buy the DVD. It's way cheaper, and it was brand new too. I think, it was in cellophane. Anyway, as ever, if you've got any ideas, let me know, and I'll give it my best shot at making that come to life. Other than that, today's video is The Shining. If you're not aware of what the Monday Night Movie Club, Monday Night Movie Club is, I've got this colouring page, we're going to colour it in, and then I'll chat about the film. Simple. So without further ado, I'll bring to you this video. So sit back, relax, it's about to begin. So this one is The Shining. We've got a handy dandy Spider-Man, radioactive spider pencils. I didn't know until I watched the film, but this is basically the carpet pattern in the hotel, in the Overlook Hotel. So we're just going to colour it in the same, if that's okay. If not, if that's like too basic for you, then I apologise, but I'm not an artsy person. The big decision is then, what do we do this? What tear through this tear? Also, I'm not going to lie, a lot of it went over my head, I think. I didn't really get everything that was going on in this film. There's a lot of supernatural. The whole idea of The Shining itself, which is kind of like a special power, a superpower, if you will. Which a superpower is sometimes a blessing or a curse, I guess. Because it seems like multiple people have it, but on this we focus on the kid. Danny boy, the pipes, Danny boy. So it focus. I forget his mum's name, but so Jack Nicholson plays Jack. Jack Torrance, I think is his name. Jack Torrance. Watch this break, look everywhere done. Straight away, look at that. Look. God's sake. Why does it do this? All I want is a pencil to use. try again. Yeah, we might have a choice in this video. We could use different. I think there's a couple of other oranges, but yeah, we might have to make it abstract. We'll see. We'll see. Also, like, I wonder if there's layers to this film. Like every other time I talk about films, yeah. Is there layers? Like, is this, because this is kind of a maze pattern when you look at it like this, like, when you look at it like this. Do you know what I mean? It keeps going along and like it kind of, it's not really a maze, but like, it's almost like a maze. There's no wrong way around it, so that's why I say it's kind of not a maze. But so is that referencing to the maze that's on the property, the big maze kind of thing? Is that referencing to that? Stupid crayons. Well, I can't just do what I ask them. And not break. That would be nice, wouldn't it? So yeah, anyway, he gets the job. He's a writer. Jack's a writer. Yeah, Jack is a writer. Jack is a writer. So yeah, Jack's a writer, and this opportunity comes up to be basically the winter caretaker at the Overlook Hotel, because it must be so. As it turns out, it's quite dangerous to get to by the looks of it during the winter. So he takes up this opportunity, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that'd be good. Take my family up, and we'll have basically a time away, and also I assume he gets paid, and it gives an opportunity in that isolation, away from civilization, to focus on his writing and writing a new book." I might have missed it, but I didn't really gather what kind of writer he is, or if he has ever been successful. I didn't really gather that, but I might have just missed it. I was trying to watch it. I've tried to watch it a few times, but wasn't really the perfect time to watch it. But there's no time like the present, so I kept having. I think I might have missed a few little bits. Essentially, did I rate the film? Yes, I did enjoy it. I thought the kid that the young man that plays Danny, great job. Like with his some of his acting is a bit interesting. So yeah, Danny, played by Danny Lloyd in real life. That was, by the looks of it, his only real main film that he ever did, apart from the follow-up to The Shining called Doctor Sleep, which I wanted to watch before this, so I could talk about that too, but I haven't watched it yet, so we'll probably try and watch it later maybe. But anyway, Doctor Sleep, yeah, I find that crazy. I thought he was really good in this young Danny, and basically never been offered, well, maybe he did, maybe it's one of those kind of roles, so it's a really interesting type role, isn't it? So maybe it kind of changed him a little. Sometimes when they get these roles, actors, it kind of has a big effect on them, doesn't it? So anyway, his mum's name is Wendy Torrance. Jack and Wendy Torrance. So yeah, supernatural things start happening at this hotel, yeah, which is hard to say whether, I think it seems to me like that this is what I could do, maybe watching it again and maybe looking into it a bit, but I didn't want to delay making this video any longer, and there'll just be more thoughts anyway, probably not facts, so it doesn't really matter too much, and there'll be thoughts influenced by others, so I just thought we'll just go with it from here, and we'll go with it, see what happens, rather than be influenced by others. So yeah, point is are the supernatural events just because the Overlook Hotel is cursed, or is it because Danny's there and his shining ability is getting stronger for some reason because of maybe the location, or is it a combination of the factors? The only thing I didn't get actually out of all of it, like I say, I think a lot of the time these kind of films, the idea is to be open to the audience's interpretation. It hasn't got to be something that they're trying to make you think. It's maybe an idea of you decide what's happening. But the only thing I didn't get was at the end when it zoomed in on the picture and Jack was actually there like years before or something. I didn't really get that. I'm not sure what I was trying to hint at. Other than, I guess, like little callbacks throughout the film of him being there before. And maybe there's some kind of, I don't know. Like I say, maybe that was about being open to your interpretation too, maybe. But yeah, I liked the way it was. I like the way old films are shot. To be fair, like this older films. It came out in 1980. This film, which is crazy. Yeah, I like the way it was shot. You know, they kind of just made do with what they had. A lot of spanning shots, like follow in the character shots. Improvise, and then they didn't really have, or they didn't trust the audience, I guess, enough to use like newspapers or whatever to set the scene of the date and the time and stuff. So they just whacked on the screen and on a black screen with just text to say, oh, Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, these days they still do that sometimes in films, but a lot of time they'll use like a newspaper or a phone, or they'll set the scene to what's happening that way, rather than just tell you straight up what's happening. Let's see if we have better luck with this one not breaking. yeah, that's the bit that made it confusing. Basically, is there was a lot of overlapping, like cross of different stories, and it's a lot of stuff that they just left you to decide what was happening. I think, like when he goes into the gold room, and it's it's empty, and then boom, it's the bartender's there, and he's having a chat with him and stuff, and it's like, what is actually going on right now? What is actually going on? And then the whole thing with the woman in the bathtub, yeah, which is a nice scene, I can't lie, until obviously it changes for the worst. It reminds me of Melisandre or the Red Lady in Game of Thrones. I wonder if that was inspired by The Shining, that scene in Game of Thrones. Where kind of was, and she's like really fine, she's a fine-ass lady, and then not there's anything wrong with that older lady, but you know, that's the kind of idea that she's got something wrong with her, some disease or something. I'm not sure it's implying, to be fair. I'm not a doctor, but it was implying that there was something not right about her, like she'd been diseased or something was going on with her. I'm not sure where that scene fits in, other than just have an interesting scene so they could put a naked woman in it and give people a reason to keep going back to the cinema when it came out. Especially because it was fully, that lady was fully naked. You know, fair play to her. Yeah, she was a lovely looking woman. Can't lie. No hate. But it just felt like maybe they just put that in there to put that in there. It didn't, to me, make sense to the... Apart from if that was supposed to be that guy's wife, because the apparent, where the one that happened before. I don't know, that's what I mean, there's a lot of unanswered like things in my head of like, what was the actual meaning of this? Like, you could argue, is the actual what's happened? Is what actually happened? Like some kind of weird, I don't know, was actually him since the beginning, Jack, that actually did killed his, or was it him recreating it, or, do you know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff that didn't really make, or it's just a case of it's a film for entertainment, and, you know, it was entertaining, so. Any other meaning we decide to add to it, that's up to us. Yeah, I like the way that, not the camera there, sorry, but I like the way that they filmed all with him on that bit, with Danny on the big wheel scenes and stuff, and it was just setting, a lot of it was just setting like a scene, wasn't it, I think, like setting up suspense, a bit like Jaws, you know, like, without the music and the way that they've filmed it, to create a bit of suspense and like what's actually happening. A lot of horrors, the best horrors from back in the day, were all about what it made you think, not about what it showed you. And from the very start, it was really setting the tone. Like, it showed you the whole blood coming from the elevator scene. Oh, God's sake, stupid sharpener. It showed you that scene quite early, and and then it seemed like actually that happened to Wendy in the end, and that was right at the end of the film. But it showed you that quite a few times. And obviously they just used the twins, the idea that they was murdered, but there are just, for some reason, stereotypically, maybe The Shining created this, but stereotypically, twins like that are a bit creepy. So it's all about setting the scene in my head, personally. You may agree, you may disagree. That's perfectly fine. Oh no, God's sake, why? Let's try this again. Probably break again. Oh, for God's sake. Why do you break on me? Why? Do you know what I mean? It's so annoying. I'm gonna have to change pencil, unfortunately. Stupid thing. I sharpened it a few times and it just wasn't working. So. It's a better orange anyway, but probably break as well. So, you know. Where was I anyway? I forgot what I was saying there now, to be honest. Also, how interesting is that? Like, talking of the carpet design and all the designs in that, like, which is obviously must have been more stereotypical of the time. And I believe, I don't know if this is correct or not. I don't know if this is correct, but over a lot of those kind of like designs and stuff like this, is it so that it just hides the mess and it's easy to clean up? Is it just that? Yeah. Is it just a case of it's easier to see, to hide things, easier to clean them, basically? You don't have to do as much effort, which you'll see in this a little. This will come out okay in the end, despite my terrible, half plugged in approach. Yeah, if you've watched it as well, you might be better off going somewhere else to another video. Like I forget what the channel names, but there's some decent channels out there that do interesting takes on like describing like the ideas and the theories and stuff behind things. And they're probably the best channel to watch just to get an understanding. If you're like me and a little bit lost of are things what you think they are. In this film, yeah, I thought that, come play with us, Danny. Come play with us, Danny. I thought that's what I mean. I just feel like it was a lot of setting the scene up to be like, oh, what is actually going on? I think it's just, that's my take anyway in the film. After just watching it this week, it might be like, oh, I think about it, and maybe like I say, I watch a few videos and form a slightly different opinion. But I thought this is maybe better. My raw first initial interpretation of, I don't really know what was going on, to be honest. Other than, like I say, like, it obviously something odd was going on. Also, it was mad every time that The Shining kind of happened. They played that like type frequency kind of sound. Also, I don't really like the way that Jack treated Wendy in it. I'm not gonna lie. She didn't seem like she was doing anything really wrong. And she was just getting a lot of unnecessary grief. Oh, I missed these two. In the midst of my meltdown over not being able to sharpen the pencil, I've somehow missed these. Also, yeah, just on the big wheel, I wouldn't mind a big wheel. I wouldn't mind a big wheel, especially how cool would it be to be Danny in that, just getting to ride around that massive space on a big wheel. That's so sick. I can't lie. I was more thinking, oh, that's awesome, rather than, oh, this is scary. I can't even. To be fair, like, I feel like with the advance of, you know, film, to make things more possible to show, instead of having to think about yourself, I feel like it has kind of ruined some of these kind of films, in the sense of, I can only imagine how scary this was when it came out. They've been so different to everything else, and it's like literally trying to push the envelope on what's making you think as a piece of media. I bet you there was other stuff too, but I feel like this is based on how it turned out. It might have flopped actually at the box office for all I know, but sometimes these kind of films, they somehow get traction and they get picked up, and then they're one of the first. They get the traction, maybe not the first to do it, but one of the first to get the kind of like, what's it called? Attention, the right amount of attention. And then as soon as you get eyes on something, a lot of the time, if it's decent, or at least achieves its task anyway, which this would have been, to make you think, like I say, is my take anyway of the film. It's just about making you go, oh, that's a bit interesting, ain't it? Look, oh, what is actually going on? Also, maybe I just think that maybe I'm sharpening these too sharp, and that's why they're breaking. Oh no, just breaks anyway. Just breaks no matter what. It's probably because I ordered them from Amazon and they got chucked around in the box, so they're just cursed. I must have one of the orange or orangey colour, which I can just use to go over these to just push out the white. That was no good. Try this one. So yeah, because I've only just watched all the other films I've done so far, I'd watched before, and they were kind of easy to talk about. Even I think I'd watched them all anyway, and even like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, I only watched it once, but there was a lot of subject matter you could think about. Whereas in this, there's not really, apart from the little scenes and stuff. Like I say, like the main scenes with the. Oh, I guess we talk about that though. The very, the climax. Also, I don't know why the guy the head chef guy had to die. That was a bit out of order, wasn't it? Like he got axed in the chest. A bit mad, a bit unfair. He only came to help. But I wonder if that's where the black guy always dies in the movie started. Which if it is, that's mad, isn't it? Because there is like a stereotypical horror movie trope of that being a common occurrence. And they always die first. In this, it ended up being the only one, I think, that was the only murder that we've seen, anyway. Also, yeah, once again, those twins are creepy, I can't lie. Play with us, Danny, play with us. Creepy little buggers. Okay, I'm going to use this for the centerpieces because I'm hoping it's not quite red, but it's a reddish pink, and it's got a decent bit of lead to it, so I'm hoping it just holds up for me. So like I say, I think that's the problem with these pencils, is I got them from Amazon, and to start they're okay, and then they must be broken throughout because they got smashed up in transit. It's the only thing I can think. ice cream van? Do you like ice cream, Jet? Do you like ice cream, Denny? Do you want some? Oh yeah, he loves chocolate ice cream. Yeah, I thought it was an interesting little film anyway, and I appreciated the fact that it was a bit filmed when it was. It kind of adds to it, to me personally, because like, you didn't have quite the modern conveniences. So the aerial shots to set the scene at the start, it's kind of how out the way the hotel is. I can feel this is going to break. You can kind of see the... Can you? I thought I could. Maybe I should bring it up. Oh no, there's like a little split. That's a split more than anything else. Yeah, the whole climax was good though. I like the way that he, like, when he was escaping in the maze, for example, he realised to cover his tracks and backtrack, and then it reminded me a bit of 101 Dalmatians. It reminded me a bit of the Dalmatians film, because I did that, kind of. I also appreciated all the scenicness of it. That's quite good. That was quite good. Quite good. Scenicness. That'll do. You get the picture. It's the carpet. When we pull it out a bit further away, you won't even probably be able to notice things, you know. I'm just not sure what to do there. I feel like that deserves a different colour, but I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what colour to do it. This is where I ruin it. You know what? We'll just go simple-ish with a purple. and we'll keep as much as this tear effect as possible. Oh yeah, I liked this bit as well when he's like, what was it? Red rum. And it's in the mirrors. Ah, that reminds me. I really loved about the whole film, to be fair, the use of mirrors. I know it's like a weird detail, but just the way they use mirrors throughout, I thought was really good. Yeah, really appreciate that. It might even be the best way of using mirrors I've ever seen in a film. To be honest, they use it super frequently. But it's like it's like it's the first time they figured that out, or that was just what you decided to use anyway. But you can get some really awesome effects with, look, as shown by this film with mirrors. And like I say, I liked the variety of uses of different ways to use mirrors. Where you set the scene like it's in the room, but actually it pulls out and what you're seeing is in the mirror. And the mirror is part of then the next scene, the next way that they show you the scene, which I like that. Oh, I've ruined it. It weren't good anyway, so it's cool, but... again. But yeah, the whole like when he cracks through the door and he's like chasing them and that after, yeah, just also another callback to Danny. I feel like what a great job of his acting in that. Super creepy, super mysterious, super also innocent at points. I thought that was cool. So yeah, rate that. But yeah, when he cracks in through the door and he's like, "Who's Johnny? It's Johnny." when he does that, yeah, that's good. I was watching it and I was like, that bit's coming right. I'm almost certain I've seen that, unless it's one of those like weird misinterpretations of things, like misinformation type things, where it's actually from another film, but for some reason people associate that scene with him saying that. But it did come right. It come later than you thought it was going to come. I will say that. Oh yeah, we've not really touched on Jack Nicholson's performance either. Jack Nicholson's performance, quality. He really set the tone for like a normal bloke did then. starts being super creepy. Like it's like he's always had really good facial expressions, though, hasn't he? Like that's his kind of like part of his best acting traits is his facial expressions. But yeah, although it was super long, although it was extremely long for the film of its type, I didn't think it was too slow paced. I feel like you could re-edit it if you really wanted to, and it'd be more concise. And maybe that's why I'm struggling to talk about it, like butchering this one today, because it was a little bit slow. I missed a bit. Just realised I missed a tiny bit. I missed one tiny piece. Not that I've coloured this in very well anyway, but that's not why we do this. Anyway, my interpretation of The Shining. You know. Although now looking at it in the mirror, if you ever wondered, this our film. So it's just on my phone, and then I put a mirror over there. You could do a shot like that if you wanted. You could do an interesting little shot like they use in the film. Like this. Let's see, like this. And then you go. So yeah, that's just a little example of, it's all about perspective with the mirror things. And yeah, I like that kind of stuff. I think that's interesting. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I have struggled a bit to talk about this film, just because I think there's bits that I don't really get yet. I haven't really either not gotten completely or not made my mind up more than anything on what I believe was the case, if that makes sense. But yeah, overall, I rated it. It was a decent watch. The Shining. Oh yeah, I can't not mention this. I really like. It's so stupid, but I really liked it. Yeah, when he's like, "I'm gonna huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house," and he did the whole piggy thing. But that's funny, and they didn't know that he did that, so I thought that was good. I appreciated that. We have got a man down there with these pencils, because that one annoyed me, and I was really trying to get it to work, and it just wasn't working. But yeah, overall, from like a creative perspective, it seemed to me like, especially I've not seen all that stuff. It might have been influenced by the stuff. A lot of stuff always is, isn't it? We always, as much as like we have original-ish ideas, a lot of time they are influenced by something or other. So, you know, it's like one of those things, isn't it? Like, basically, I feel like a lot of it seemed original to me for what could have been like ideas and, you know, uses and techniques and stuff. If that makes sense. Also, I realise I touch my nose out when I talk. It is what it is. Apologies if that's off-putting, but it is what it is. It's what it is. But yeah, I've realised that's something that, yeah, to me it stood out as well. Like, I feel like there were some things that seemed quite experimental to me. I can't imagine they wasn't some of the first to do some of the things they did in the film. And so just for that reason, you can't not rate it. Because, you know, willing to try stuff, you can't not be, you know, impressed to a degree. Anyway, next film, if you wanted to know, is Whiplash. I've never watched it again, so hopefully we'll maybe do a better job of the talking section. But like I say, it's a two-pronged thing, isn't it? So we talk a little bit, even if we only talk a little bit, you still get the sounds, the crayon sounds. You know, that's 50% of the whole thing. So if it turns out to be more than 50% of this week's video, like today, it is what it is. and I was trying to do it in like a pattern. I was trying to do the pattern in a pattern, as you've seen when I was doing it. So I feel like I'm trying to, yeah. But yeah, next up is Whiplash. Never watched it. Not sure what it's about other than Miles Teller plays a drummer. Probably somebody famous, but I've never actually seen it. I've always heard it have good, very good reviews. So it should be good. Hopefully, we'll see. We will see. But yeah, other than that, hopefully this video was decent. Any ideas, let me know. Like I say, it's all about just chill. I'm not here to be like a movie connoisseur of ideas and stuff. So, you know, it's all just about the idea of the chill. Just about chilling. It's about setting a tone of relaxation rather than setting a tone of suspense and like anticipation of something mad is about to pop off. Like every time you see that carpet, you're like, oh, what's going on? And then every time they're setting the tone, they're setting like the idea of those little girls gonna be there, and they're creepy. Or you know, they keep setting the tone for like for Jack's being taken over. For Jack must be getting something's happened to him. He's getting more and more deranged, until boom, he snaps. Although that's another thing I would like to know. I feel like I would have got through that door way easier, but with the axe, I'd have been straight through. I wouldn't have even needed the axe. I'd have just shoulder barred straight through that door. Yeah, not gonna lie, but it wouldn't have made for as good of a scene if the whole, like I say, the whole wouldn't have meant that you got the whole. Here's Johnny. Johnny. You want to got the whole here's Johnny thing, so it is what it is. Also, is that the original guy that did it? Is that his name? I didn't really get grasp of that either. There's a lot of stuff that was left to interpretation, which it may be one of those films that you need to watch twice, and then it's like, oh, okay, that's why that was. I didn't really take it in the first time watching it. This little tiny bit of information, but now I know it. I know the next time I watch it, it's already in my head. I'm like, that might be why he said that. Sometimes you need to watch films a couple of times to really grasp every idea that they was trying to put across. But yeah, other than that, like I say, it's all about just setting a nice chill tone. But other than that, the only thing left to say is have a great day. Creepy. Have a great day. Border force. Have a great day, yeah. Thanks so much for watching if you got to this point. If you liked it, awesome. If you didn't and still got to this point, rate it. Thanks so much, yeah, that's awesome. Other than that, have a great day, for real. Thanks so much for watching, I appreciate it. Cheers to the best, God bless. God bless. You. So other than that, for real, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Cheers to the best, God bless. Have a great day. Have you. Some people, I reckon they'll be like, most people won't even make it to the outro bit where I just waffle the same thing every time, but there's a few creators that do that, especially, like my favourite that does it is Grace. She has like this whole thing, I forget, even though I like listening to it, I don't know what she says. She's like, you are loved and you love and are loved and all this other stuff. I'm like, that's nice. I don't know, I don't know what these magic words are you're saying, but that's nice. Thanks so much. So, but she's got like a whole monologue at the end. She does the same one every time, pretty much, from what I can gather. So I just kind of rolled with that idea because I like that. And I don't know. If you was ever interested, a little tidbit. Like I say, anyway, the point is, most people probably never even make it to this point. To put like on my little videos, my little videos. Most people never get to this point, but I feel like it's one of those Marmite type scenarios with this type of outro. There's my type anyway. Grace, I think everyone probably loves Grace's one because that's great. But I feel like, especially because it's just so, it's repetitive but unhinged to a degree. It's like, what are you even doing? Just get it. Just wrap it up, man. Wrap it up, man. Yeah, wrap it up. I should start saying that as well. I just pick up little things here and there in my head, and I'm like, yeah, I'll start saying that. It's either from something or something. It's either from something in my life or something that I like to watch, kind of thing. If you didn't get that, I can always go into this in another video one day. But anyway, point is, before we go into that, doing it again, yeah. The point is, some people probably love that, yeah. They'll be like right up somebody's street, and some people probably hate it. They'll click off before I even start. As soon as they hear me say it, there's only one thing left to say. They'll be like, gone. But some people will be like, yes, buckle in, and they'll just watch the end twice. Anyway, if that's you, you're welcome. Thanks so much. Anything left to say is have a great day, 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 have a great day. You. Have a great day, have a great day, have a great day, have a great day, have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. Cheers, all the best, God bless. For real, I appreciate it. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye.